Who is this Martin Pariseau guy? I tell you, he's a guy that won't lose his humanity. He won't lower his standards to please the norm. Yeah, you guys think getting a paycheck is justification for losing my humanity, and yeah, I'm not sure what happens in your brain actually that you guys, this comes easily to you. It doesn't to me. Just can't do it. I guess that's what happens when you do the work to self-actualize, to become human. Look, still frozen a lot in the morning. It's just a little bit past 7 now, and I got this heater. And it's still, I can still feel that it's cold, the breathing in my throat during the night. I left the kettle that boiled water last night. I was hoping would put a bit of moisture in the air here. Still not too bad, but I have to clean a lot of the windows, and it's a bit early. It's April 5th. It's still pretty cold. When I drove my motorhome to the city yesterday, I opened the back windows, and you can tell how much corrosion and mold and mildew, and I think a mixture of pretty much every type of stuff that happens when you don't maintain. So hopefully a lot of that got out and dried up and got a lot of dust out. I gotta watch my health, what I breathe. I mean, the mattress here is decades old, and it's got washable covers, and I've washed them once. I haven't washed them for a while, you know, with bleach a bit and stuff, and I do my best to do a lot of laundry to compensate for whatever it absorbs. And yeah, so what should I say? Oh yeah, I guess, well, I mean, this employment, I mean, it's a good fit for me, you know, if my colleagues had higher standards because of the type of work that it is. But again, I mean, the last email I said, maybe I should just be a volunteer babysitter on call, except you gotta email me, where I would just play cards and board games with the clients. And if they don't want me to do that, the clients at the time, because they're busy with something else, then I'd be locked up in the office like a lot of other staff, bitching about this or that, often the clients or their lives. And then I could be a volunteer counselor for the staff, because that's the best way I think they'll let me help. Don't pay me, but when I get a chance to counsel you so that you'll be better with the clients later on, maybe not. That's the best way I can help the families. So yeah, it's pretty sad. I mean, I should just work for one family over a long period of time, really, is what I should do. Not with this employer, but like that. Like, how is there so much nepotism there, and how is this accreditation organization failing so miserably the clients that they serve by just being such low standards? I said, well, I'd really like to give 2 team building training sessions of 5 to 6 hours during our training week, and also 1 to 2 hours with various aspects of being a driver with the vehicles, because I think I need to make sure the staff know how to attach how dirty it is, the vehicle, but we should clean that during that time. But also attaching the child seats properly needs to be confirmed by the staff, because the parents don't seem to want to learn how to do it, and the staff think that's okay because you might hurt their feelings if they learn how to do it. And that's the staff, right? But if the staff were appropriate, then they would explain the importance of it to the clients, even if the clients are triggered by the activity we're going to or whatever it might be. People might say, Martin, this is privacy. No, this is not privacy. I didn't even say where I work, who the clients are, and this is fairly common things I'm talking about, so you can pretty much apply it to everything. This is impunity, right? Impunity is trying to get away with not suffering the consequences of your choices and actions. So that's kind of where you're confusing a lot of things as a species. You're confusing a lot of aspects, and you want to say this is this, because it can maybe rationalize our lack of human standards, and this is this, this is this. You don't even understand how to use your language efficiently. It's really going downhill. It's really measurable. I've mentioned many examples of this, and it's almost like, in every job I'm a kindergarten teacher at the same time, covering the basics again. It's pretty sad, but that's who I am, and I kind of refuse to have a simpler life to fit in among a failed species. I am who I am. I'm super unhappy at the campground here. And when I don't renew, another short answer I could give them, and it's not worth talking to them. They might say, hey, you should have told us about these problems that you say makes you not renew. And again, the answer is, you would not have solved these problems. And you could not solve these problems because of how you're programmed up here. And these are simple, solvable problems. You just have to care for another human being more than your bottom line. And you still would make a profit because, for one thing, I would renew. Right now I'm the only one here. But they're losing me because they're just trying to get it more. Like I feel like I was scammed a month. And if they can't acknowledge, yeah, we did scam you. And you don't get me to renew if you don't acknowledge that. Same thing with an employer. If they don't acknowledge, we are failing. Not just you, Martin, who wants to help and teach us not to fail, but we are failing ourselves as supposed human beings and the client, vulnerable sectors we serve, and so is their accreditation committee. There's so many people that work there that I met. I'd like to find out what made them leave. And sometimes it's just maybe it's just slightly a degree better. It's like when Trump was president, and he's like mingling with these other politicians in Europe, and they're all thinking he's an idiot, and they don't realize these other politicians are just one tiny degree of separation above Trump, but they're still incredibly incompetent and inhumane in their own jobs as well. So, but that's enough for them. They feel great because they've got a bigger idiot to compare themselves to. Well, no offense, but I'm trying to compare myself to another Homo sapien, but I haven't found one yet. So this is the life of the Martin Pariseau. This is who I am. I paid a month here, and I can plug in 2 heaters without anything blowing. So I'm going to stay here longer and be patient, but I'm probably not going to be in this community long. The badminton sucks. The employers are ridiculous. The school district is ridiculous. Again, it's a fake. Thompson River University is totally fake. I could tell that pretty quick. I'm not even going to do anything with them. It's not even worth it. Same old, same old. There is a girl I saw at badminton, but again, Asian, immature, but cute as hell, and it's a losing battle, and it's probably the chances of that keeping me here is 0, pretty much, like a 0.000. But still, if I see her at badminton tonight, I'm gonna try to see if she's single or something, and if that's the last thing that would keep me here. The employers are ridiculous. The tourism and rec department are incredibly incompetent here as well. It's just same old, same old. So, it's like, when are you going to surprise me as a species and do something that may or may not show signs of sentience and sapience?